Hi, Colleen. This is Darren Lindley, and I have been thinking about you and your need to be able to create systems in your church. And I really love what we're doing here at Good Catch, and the system element has completely saved my life. We wouldn't be able to do a fraction of what we do if we didn't have the systems in place. And so I really felt for you the other night, and I just thought I would show you how to create a system. And it's going to be super abbreviated, but the key elements are here for you to be able to do that. So right now, what you're seeing on the screen is Google Drive. And so you need to get that established. You need to have a Gmail address. And then just follow the links, look around, look on YouTube how to create a Google Drive. They'll show you. And then you're going to get to this place right here. This is the key over here, My Drive. And you won't have any folders in yours yet because it's brand new. So I'm just going to start from the very beginning and show you how to make a system. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a folder. I'm going to call this the Sample Church System. Okay? And so there we are. There's our Sample Church System. I'm going to go into that folder by double-clicking on it. Now I'm inside that folder. I'm going to create a new folder. Or wait, let me just, first I'm just going to create a doc, I think. And so you saw what I did there. I clicked New, and then I chose Doc. And I'm going to change this on My Church Story. Okay, I kind of call it the story of your church because this is all the things that go on in your entire church. It may not necessarily look like a story. You can write it however you want, but these are all of the elements of every single thing that goes on in your church. So not the details, but the broad category. So you've got a sound system. Let's number these. And I'm going to choose this number thing here. And you've got worship system. And you got a parking lot ministry system, and you've got sanctuary setup system. And you can put down whatever you want there for that. Okay, so then what I would do is I would come back over here and I would create a you can organize this how you like. I kind of like my personal preference is to have folders for each of those sections. So I'm going to do the sound system. I'm just going to call it sound system, even though that's kind of what you call those things. Okay, and then I'm going to go into the sound system and I'm going to create another doc. Notice how I do this? New, and then see down here Google Docs. Bam, that's just like a Word doc. Okay, and I'm going to call this the this is the overview document of the sound system. So I'm going to call this I want to rename that sound system. So this has everything to do with the sound system. Okay, so we're going to sound system proceed story. So you can call this the sound system story because you probably have a lot of different things that you're going to want to cover. Like different systems I can think of that you would want to do is your Sunday morning setup, your Sunday morning shutdown, do you want to have a system for when you do outside ministry? I don't know if you guys do that, but if you wanted to create a checklist, this is what you need when you go on the road. You might want to sit down with your sound guy when you actually create this. But anyway, there's a lot of things you could do along those lines. And so there's your sound system story. So let's create, go back over here, Sunday morning setup, and then Sunday morning teardown or shutdown. I'm just assuming there are things that you don't want left on all week. And then there might be oh, I don't know. We'll just start with that for now, okay? And then come back over here to your Google Drive. Now notice here up on my tabs, now I've got my church story, I've got the sound system one, these are all up. But now I want to show you what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab this URL. I just click it right in there. See where I just click there? Click off it here a second. I click right in the URL box, it highlights the whole thing. Then I hit Control C. That copies it. Then I come back over to my church story, and then I'm going to link this. So I highlight the word sound system, and then I go up to the chain link. I'm going to insert a link. Then that opens up this box right here, and I'm going to hit now just Control V to paste that link that I just copied. And for some reason it didn't copy. So I'm going to come back over here, Control C, back over to my church story, and then Control V. There I go. I pasted that in. Now to go to my sound system, I just click on that. It opens the link. Bam. Now I just opened the sound system. So you can see I've opened this document again. Okay. So you can see I'm in it over here. And so now I'm just going to close that one out. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to create the Sunday morning setup checklist. Okay, so I'm going to call this the checklist. Okay, and so the story might go something like this. Sunday, thank you for your role in serving. I put lots of goopy stuff in my systems because I'm always trying to convey to my team that I love them and I appreciate the gift they're giving to Jesus, the kingdom, and me. So thank you for your role in serving the kingdom. What you do is so important. And then I would, I'd think about that and really write some sincere stuff. Then I would say, okay, so Sunday morning, we ask that you arrive 45 minutes prior to the service. Whatever it is you want your people to do, any pre-qualifying remarks. Then I would say this. Then please execute the Sunday morning setup checklist. Okay, and now let's create the Sunday morning setup checklist. So I'm going to go back over here to sound system, and I'm in the sound system folder, and this is where I want all of my sound system documents. Okay, so notice, look, this is the sample church system. Then I'm going to go into the sound system folder, and this is where I want to keep everything related to the sound system ministry. So all the forums, all the documents, and all of the spreadsheets that are generated by the forums. You'll understand that more as we go along. So let's start working on a forum. This is really fun stuff. So new, and then you come down here to more, and this immediately pops up over here, and then click on Google Forms. Now, these are stinking fun. So we're going to call this form the Sunday morning sound checklist, whatever you want to call it. Okay, hit okie dokie, and then what you're going to do now is you're going to create a list. Excuse me, there's a plane flying by. I'm in Fairbanks, Alaska right now, and I'm sitting on my friend's deck and enjoying this super lovely evening. It's about, it's 10 minutes till 9 at night. The sun's bright, shining out. Looks like it's about 4 in the afternoon, and land of the midnight sun, So a lot of planes come flying by out here. So anyway, now we're going to just start creating all of the items that we want on our checklist. So, so the first thing is power up main amp. Okay, and then a lot of times I just use a checkbox. Bam. And you can have multiple checkboxes, or you can have one per question. Okay, so I'll show you that one first, and main amp is on. Okay, and then you can either select done if you want, or I can show you another thing. I'll do a similar one here. So now I'm going to add another item. Click on add item, and then this would be mics are on, and then I'm going to use this one is going to be checkboxes as well, and then mics on. And then if you want, you can have multiple options here. You can have mics are EQ'd. I don't even know exactly what that means, but hey, I hear them say that kind of stuff. So now we've got the mics are on, the mics are EQ'd. So you can have multiple items. You can keep adding them. You just click down here to add another one. Okay, so I only want 2 for now. Okay, then there's lots of other options for things that you can have in this checklist that are really cool. So let's add another item and say, for example, well, let me just go run down through this. This is a text box, and it produces a text box. It's about 250 characters long, and generates 200. You can put 250 characters of text in it. This is for paragraph text. Excuse me. Paragraph text. That gives you a much longer answer that they write in. Say you want them to write a note about something. Maybe you might want this at the end of the thing where you can say, we had a problem with such and such today, and here's what I think the problem was, something like that. Then you've got checkboxes, which you just saw. You can have choose from a list. This is kind of a cool feature. So say you have 3 sound guys, and you want to say Mark Oberman, and you want Susan a Rottweiler. I don't even know how to spell Rottweiler. And you've got Jimmy Johnson. Okay? And who is running sound this morning? You know, you're going to order these things like you want them. You're probably not going to have this last. You probably have it first, but whatever. So you only have 3 options there, or you could just use a text box and have them type their name in, whatever you want to do. But you get the point. So now let's take a look at this. What happens when I click on that? Oh, it's going to be a drop-down menu. I'll show you this here in a second. In fact, we can go view the live form right now. And here you can see it's a drop-down box, and I can choose Mark Opperman's running sound, and then all of these are on. Now, you can also do something that I like to do, and I always ask myself this question about every, whoops, I don't want to do that. Stay on this page. Edit this form. No, I do want to close it. Okay. Leave this page. Okay, so I ask this about every question. Okay, is this a mandatory thing? If it's a mandatory thing, then I don't want them to be able to submit this form without having done it. So I click power up the main amp. That's obviously a super important thing. Mics are on. That's a super important thing. So I'm going to click on that one, and I'm going to check required question. And that means they cannot submit the form without filling in that question. Who's running sound? Super important thing to know. I want to know who to talk to about any problems that were going on. Bam, I can hit that one and it's done. Okay, so now when you see this little asterisk right there after the question, mics are on, who's running sound, you can see that that's a required question. That little asterisk indicates that. So I want to encourage you, make sure you look at all of these things. There's a lot of very cool things on here to do. And there's another thing I want to show you, and that is or add other. No, that's not what I was wanting. What I'm trying to show you here. Okay, I'll throw that particular one in the garbage. Okay, who's running sound? Adam. Okay, now click the down arrow, and notice you got a lot of powerful things you can do here. You can use checkboxes, choose from a list. A lot of these are the same thing, but they kind of show you can add a video. So you can add a YouTube video. So you can create a tutorial that shows how to do something. You can take your cell phone out, go video which switch it is on the box and all that kind of stuff. And somebody's doing this for the first time, or they haven't done it in a while, you can take them there and they can watch a video right on their phone. It's pretty stinking handy. So you can put a picture in there, see the image thing there. There's lots of things you can do here that are really powerful. Okay, so I'm happy with this form for now. Obviously you'd have a lot more things on there, but this is going to work. Now let's go view the live form. Okay. Oh, there we go. There's our form. Okay, now that's a nice looking form, but yeah, maybe we could dress it up a little bit. So let's go over here and let's see right there next to edit questions. It says change theme. That's what I want to do. I want to dress this thing up. So let's see if I can find a theme that would be cool for people who are sound people. What's this one? Sunday morning sound checklist. That's a little bit feminine for my liking, but maybe we'll just go with this one. I don't know. Whatever. There's several different themes on there that you can choose, and it changes the look of it. Anyway, it makes it a little more fun, and so you can do those things to your form. Now, click View Live Form. Okay, there's your live form, and this will fit nicely on a phone. You'll see later. And so now I've got my form. Now let's do something else. Let's click up here again and highlight the form. Control C. Now let's go back. Control C is to copy it. Then let's go and go to the sound system thing, and let's go to the Sunday morning setup checklist. Highlight that. Hit link, and then hit Control V. Hit apply. Okay, now this is pretty cool. You can share this document right here. This document can be shared with your sound team, and they can come in here and they can see this list, and then he clicks on this and bam, and so he can get to it either through his laptop or his phone. Okay, now this I see this as being super handy to have on your phone. So what I would do is I would take this URL. Okay, now let me just back up a second. On your phone, you need to get I would recommend using the Chrome browser. Download the Chrome browser from Google Play. That's the store where you get all the apps for your phone. Download Chrome. Then type this URL, this whole URL, into your phone. Now, you have to make sure that that phone's email is shared with this document. I'll go into that in a second. So, in fact, I better get things in order here. I'm sorry. I'm going to stop this for just a second. Let's go back. Let me show you the next important thing, and that is how to set your sharing settings. Okay, so let's go back to Sample Church System. Now, I pretty much want everybody that does anything, any kind of a service person, I want them to this document to be shared with them. I want them to be able to find it on Google Drive. So I'm going to enter, Sam Johnson, the sound guy, and it starts populating. These are actually people on my team: Haley Pandolf and Michelle Cathrell, and these are all people on my team who work for me, and I'm going to share this with all those people. Okay, then I'm going to send them a little note, and hey guys, this is the new church system. We'll be training you how to use it soon. Okay, now I'm not gonna actually send this because this is obviously just for illustrative purposes. But if I did send it, this document would be shared with all those people. So you want pretty much everybody on your team to be on that document. Then you're going to drill in. Now, in my church story, when you go into it, you've got the sound system. So now let's click on that. Let's go into the sound system. Okay, so in the sound system, I don't want my bookkeeper looking at that necessarily. I don't need my worship pastor necessarily looking at that. You can share it with them if you want to, if you think it's beneficial, but there's no need to. And so you can control who sees what, okay, and that can be valuable. So now we've got the sound system. So I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to go back into my sound system folder. And this is why it's kind of important to keep things segregated, because I only want my sound system people doing this. So I'm going to right click on that, and then I click share, and then I'm going to start entering the name of all my sound people. Samantha Hawkes is a sound person, and Doug Heseltine, he's a sound person. All these different people are sound people. Okay, and then I'm going to send them a note. Hey guys, here's the new sound system. And so again, I'm not going to send it because this is for illustration purposes only. But if you send that, boom, those documents will be shared with them, and they are able to view them. Now, one thing I didn't mention is you might want to change this setting to where they can only view it. If you don't want them editing it, and I probably would recommend that you don't want them editing it, just change it so they can only view. They can read it and view it, but they cannot edit your system. They can't edit the document, and you're going to want to make sure that they cannot edit the form. Otherwise, you're going to have problems with people changing your system and doing things that they just didn't quite get a grip, understand, what was going on there. So now that's shared. Now let's go back into this item. This is the actual checklist form, and let's change the settings on that too. So again, you're going to want to change the settings on who it is that can actually use this form. Okay, only people you want to use the form should you share it with. Okay. So that's real important. And again, I would change that to view only. Let's see here. Let me change this here. Samantha Hawkes can, I guess that, oh, I guess, okay. It looks, okay, I guess you have to be able to edit it because you're going to write in. I'm sorry. I didn't actually realize that. Okay. So, so now you've taken care of all your sharing settings, okay? Now let me show you how you get this form onto your phone, okay? So now that the form is shared, and you're probably going to want to watch this video 4 or 5 times to really get it, and you might want to create it kind of like I'm just doing a little experimental system will be helpful just to start figuring out, oh, this is what that does. When you click here, it does that. So now let's make sure we're in the live form. And then what you want to do is you want to go to Google Play, and I'm sorry I have to do this with you verbally because I don't have my phone with me because I can't videotape this. I don't have a video camera with me other than my phone, and it's actually on the phone what we're doing. So you go to Google Play Store with your phone, and you download the app Chrome. It's the Chrome browser, and it's made by Google, and it's it works really well with all the Google products. Everything works in the Chrome browser. Then you're going to come up here and you're going to type that URL into your Chrome browser. Okay? Then you're going to go to this form, and you'll see this form on your phone's browser. Then once you have this form open, in the top right hand corner of the screen on your phone, there are 3 dots. Kind of like this, but they're actually dots, not lines. You're going to click on, you touch that, and then look down the list, and you'll see one, Add to Home Page. Click on that with your finger, and it will add it to your home page. If there's no room on your home page, it will move it to the screen on your phone that actually has room for that icon to be added. Then whenever you click on that icon, it's going to go directly to this form. That's a really cool feature. And so you can have your sound system guy, he can have his icons, his forms on his phone. Your parking lot guy can have his forms all of that. Okay, now let's go to the final phase of my church system. Okay, and that is something that I would create in a different slot here. So let's go back to sample church, and I would not share this document with anybody, by the way. This is, I'm going to create another Google Doc, and it is in here, and this is the management system. Management system. This is your own system, and what this does is it makes it so that you can very quickly go and check and see that everything's been done that needed to be done. Okay, and you can have this on your phone as well. Same way, you just take this URL and type it into your Chrome browser on your phone, and then hit those three buttons on the top right of your screen on your phone, and it'll say add to home page, and boom, it will add that icon to your home page. So you'll have your management system right on your home page. Look at me, I'm a book publisher, and look at the typos I've got there. Drives me nuts. Gotta fix it. Can't live with it. Okay, so now let's start managing. Okay, so one. Actually, I like to use these automatic numbers here because otherwise they think it's text. Okay, so verify sound system is ready. Now this is so powerful and so cool, and you're going to be able to do this so quickly. Okay. Verify sanctuary is set up correctly. You can literally be doing this in your car on the way to church. It's so stinking cool. Verify. You don't need to say verify every time, but anyway, I just started doing it, so I did. Worship is ready. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come back over here to Google Drive, and I'm going to go into the sound system, and here is the responses to this form. It's called the Sunday Morning Sound Checklist Responses. So I'm going to open up that form, double click on it to open it, and here we go. Here's the form, and I'm going to again highlight the URL, hit Control C, come over to the management system, and let's highlight this. Let's create the link and hit Control V and apply. Now let's go through the motions. Now you can do this for every one of these things. You can create a sanctuary setup form. You can create a worship form. Anything that you want to verify and you need to verify, you can get a tool. Now here's what I have found with churches. A lot of times churches try to get their people to produce reports. Well, what happens is people tend to fill the reports out after the service rather than using it as a tool. So let's go back here for a second and let's notice something. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to train your sound guy. Here's how we do sound at our church. We go into the sound system, and then we're going to, first thing you're going to do on a Sunday morning is you're going to do the Sunday morning checklist. So here's what I want you to do, buddy. I want you to open this up on your phone, and I want you to come down this list. Okay, main amp is on. Mics are on. How do you know? Because you turned them on. Mics are EQ'd. How do you know you EQ'd them? Who's running sound this morning? Oh yeah, we got a little personal accountability here, Mark Opperman. Okay, and then we're going to hit submit. Okay, now he's done, and he knows he did it right because he did every single thing you asked him to. And if you find out you didn't ask him to do something that you should have, you go and edit this checklist, and next Sunday it will be right. Okay, so now Mark Opperman's done, and he knows he can relax because everything's on, and he's not going to have all these freaky surprises and having people looking at him weird from the platform and having all the people in the church turning around looking at him. Okay, so now he's done his job. Now let's look at your job. Now you want to be able to quickly check. I wonder if the sound system's ready. In fact, I need to check all the areas. I want to verify that the Sunday school rooms were set up correctly. I want to verify that the sanctuary was set up correctly. I want to verify, and frankly, I want to do that at Starbucks while I'm having a cup of coffee. And I don't really want to do that there. So then you just click on, you come over here to the management system, and you click on this link right here, and you can go in, and you know that on May 21st, 2015, at, what is this, 9 o'clock at night, 9:08 and 47 seconds, the main amp is on, mic is on, mics are EQ'd, and Mark Opperman is our sound man this morning. And I'm sitting here sipping my coffee at Starbucks, and I'm going, right on, honey, we are good to go. So I just close this, and I go back to my management system, and now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to verify the sanctuary is set up correctly. So you're going to create that sanctuary form, and then you're going to click on this. Yep, chairs have been set up. You know, there's no litter. All previous bulletins have been picked up. Anything that you want to distribute it on seats has been distributed on seats. Okay, we're good. And you can just check all these things, and they don't even know they're being checked on. For them, this is a tool to help them get the job done. But for you, it's also a way of verifying that it is being done. Then you don't have to do anything except praise them. You can walk up to them and say, you know, I just so appreciate how you get that sound right every single Sunday, buddy. You are such a champ. And, well, the reason he's getting it right is because you set him up to succeed. This is going to do wonders for your volunteers. There's not this big mystery list of things to do. Well, I'm not even sure if I did everything right, you know, because I can't remember. I'm not actually sure what I'm supposed to do. Oh, dang it, I forgot that one, right? Nope, it's on the list. And I checked the box, I gave my feedback, I hit submit, and boom, my job was done. And they get a really cool satisfaction out of having done their job well, and you get satisfaction, and you're at peace, and you know it's going to be right, and everything's happy. So anyway, Colleen, I hope that's helpful to you, and I hope that you will do the work to set this up, because think about this. If you set it up right once, it solves the problem for years to come. And then when you need to make a change, just go in there and edit your document. The next time your sound guy opens it up, it'll be a little bit different. And he'll see, wow, this will change a little bit this week. Okay, I'll do that. And he gets her done. And it is the most powerful means of communicating that I've frankly ever seen. So I hope this is helpful to you, and let me know if it is, or if you have further questions, and I'll do my best to help you. Bless you, friend. It was wonderful to meet you guys, and thank you so much for allowing us to help you reach your city with stories from your church. Talk to you soon.